San Jose State enters the year with expectations as high as they've been in a long time. That's credit to Dave Wojcik and the young talent that he has recruited to the Bay Area. Coach Wojcik enters his fourth year with the program. In year three, his Spartans were 9-22 overall, 4-14 in the Mountain West. The Spartans were bounced from the Mountain West tournament in the first round. 3 starters and 4 letter winners are back and hope to continue that building process. Joined on set here by the head coach of the Spartans, Dave Wojcik, along with Brandon Clarke and Ryan Welage. Appreciate you guys making some time. Coach, let's start. You got a very young team as the building process continues. When you hit the practice floor, is that fun for you to be out there with a little bit more of a clean slate with guys to understand what you're getting after? I'm sure it comes with some frustration too because they do have that clean slate.
Yeah, it's really nice to have a lot of guys back. They understand what to expect in practice, how hard you got to work. They didn't know that last year coming right from high school. So I really like our chemistry right now. We have good chemistry, and our guys like each other. So that's been a very big positive for us.
We talk about the progress that you've made since you arrived on campus at San Jose State. And last year, you beat teams that recently went to the NCAA tournament. A number of them. We're looking at Montana State. You beat the Mountain West tournament champions in Fresno State, Wyoming, and Boise State. To see that tangible success where you're beating teams that have tasted the postseason recently, that's got to show that you're pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are confident. These 2 guys next to me and obviously the other guys, they know they can play with anybody on any given night. And like I said, we added some new guys this year, which makes our depth a lot better. And these guys are feeling good going into the season.
Brandon, you were the Mountain West 6th man of the year last year. You're super good defensively and offensively around the rim. How has your game been taken to the next level, knowing you had that great success, you had that taste, and now you got another year under your belt?
Yeah, well, I've just put in lots of work on my outside game mainly because I didn't really shoot much from the outside last year. So I'm just really focused on changing my shot up more, and so now I can shoot threes better and I can shoot pull-up shots better. So now teams will have to guard me more now. So I just feel like that'll help out my offensive game a lot more.
When you talk about the work that you put in and trying to perfect the outside shot, what goes into that? Is it just a matter of getting up more shots? And how many do you get in on a given day?
It's just a repetition, like you said. I mean, coach always tells us that you have to get up, the 200 shots, 300 shots a day to get better. And since I did change my form too, it took more shots for me than it would for most players because I did change my shot form. So,
Ryan, you being a fellow sophomore, coming in together and as this sophomore class, really the building blocks for this program. How fun is it for you to be a part of this nucleus together where if you guys are around, you've got 3 more years together?
Yeah, and it's been really fun to grow with them, and obviously, the experience we got last year, we got a lot of us young guys like me and Brandon got a lot of experience, and that's just going to help us out that much more this year, knowing how to close games, what to expect, going on the road, different places, with the environment. So that's just going to help us out that much more this year.
10 points a game, 5 rebounds a game for you. How did you get better in the offseason? I've read where a big focus of yours was putting on bulk, putting on weight to be more of a presence inside.
Yep, and I've worked really hard in the weight room this summer, trying to get stronger, trying to get bigger, put on more weight, and I've also tried to add more to my game. I've been working really hard on being a better defensive player. Coaches really helped me with that, and also being able to put the ball on the floor more and be able to create for my teammates more, and just really becoming a better overall player.
Coach, you can coach X's and O's, but one thing you just can't coach, and you just hope you have it, is team chemistry. And to hear these guys talk about we're growing up together, that's what you want as a coach, because that's one thing you just can't tangibly say this is how you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still trying to see where the weight, if he's put the weight on, but he has worked hard. He's done a great job in the off season, but it is, that's the one thing building a program. You're going to have tough times in the beginning, but you got to lay the foundation and you got to build the culture, and that's what we have done. And now these guys seeing themselves grow together, like I said, it goes back to chemistry. That's why our chemistry is really good, and it's going to continue to get better.
You have to, when you bring in younger guys and you play them, to be mentioned in the likes of Kentucky, and I throw this out there, 43.5% of your scoring came from freshmen. A lot right here on this set right now, second only to Kentucky. To have those building blocks and know that you're in a place where they play young guys and are very successful. Is that hard for you as a coach to put your success and the team success in young guys? Because inevitably they're going to make mistakes, but you were able to get quality minutes out of young guys who did produce for you.
Well, I think that's a tribute to my staff. These guys are good players, and they came in and they believed in us when they didn't have to. They could have gone to some other places, and they believed in what we were trying to do here, and they take it to another level for themselves. They knew they were going to get the opportunity to play. They took advantage of it. The one thing they got, they were green last year, green behind the ears, as I like to say, and they didn't know what to expect. They got wore down as the season went, but now in the off season, like they've said, they put their time in, they work, they understand what to expect this year, and I see great things with these guys.
The Mountain West has made it a point in all sports, and certainly men's basketball included, to up the game when it comes to scheduling. And I look at you guys' schedule. You guys got 16 home games, most you've had in a couple of decades. You got non-conference games against St. Mary's and Washington State. To play teams like that, to be tested out of the gate before you're ultimately going to be tested when you get into conference play against all of these teams, got to be exciting for you to play teams that have a name like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is great, playing versus teams with those names. It's just really cool because you know that they're going to come out and play hard. And you just know that that once you play them, going into our conference games, we'll have better teams under our belt. So it should just add to our overall confidence going into conference, I would say.
Ryan, you guys are very active not only on the basketball floor and playing basketball in San Jose, but in the community as well. Coach Welage makes at a point that you guys get out and make your stamp on the community and help out in things that have nothing to do with basketball. To have that commitment, and we see some of the pictures and video here, to have that commitment and be able to go out there and make an impact like that, that's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it is. I love my teammates. We're a great group of guys. Everybody's really unselfish, really puts the team first and cares about others. And, just last week we made sandwiches and put together some food packages for some people in the community. So, and it just makes it really fun to be around guys like that care about others.
Brandon, what's been the highlight of some of those team activities where you guys have gotten off the basketball floor and into the community?
It's just bonding really with your teammates. It's just cool, to give back, and it just feels good. It just feels great to help those who are in need.
Sure, Coach. You guys have a program called Wake Up with Wojcik. It's something that you're reaching out to the community, drumming up some interest and allowing them to have maybe a little bit of a stamp on the program as well, because it is a community team. It is San Jose's team.
Yeah, one thing I want our fans to, I always put myself out there, I probably maybe too much, but I like going to lunch with people. I like going to breakfasts with people. I think it all comes down to relationships and people at the end of the day. And the breakfasts are great. They're 7 o'clock sometimes when they come up. I'm like, why did I do this? But it's been good. And these guys have done a great job. We feed the homeless every other week. Every Friday we make sandwiches. My wife comes in and we buy all the materials for the guys and we line them up, and guys make the sandwiches and put the cookies together, and we take it down to the homeless. It is very rewarding, and we have to understand that we have that ability, then we need to give back, because we should be thankful for everything we have.
Fellas, to understand that it's not all about basketball, but also seeing that probably translate to success on the basketball floor, spending that much time where you're not dribbling a basketball or shooting. Does that help you when you get on the practice floor and ultimately start getting ready for the season?
I would say so, yes. I mean, bonding off the court is huge, really, because that always does translate to the court, and it does help us. It does help practice get better, which therefore helps us play better during the games.
Well, fellas, I appreciate you making some time for us here on the Mountain West Network. The San Jose State Spartans open up against West Coast Baptist on November 12th. Wish you guys luck this season. Thank you so much.